going on, everybody? Seth Miranda here. This is Adorama Rewind. A bunch of stuff has happened this week. Some of it controversial, like this. If you are a Flickr user, which Flickr's been around a long time, I think if you've been shooting somehow or another, you've crossed paths with it, and you have albums exceeding over 1,000 in count, they're going to start deleting some images off of your account. So what's basically happening is the free accounts are getting a limit of 1,000 images. If you exceed that, they're going to start deleting your oldest images. You have until January 8th to either download to save those images or they're gone. Or you can upgrade to a pro account, which will cost you around $4 to $6 a month, depending on the subscription you go for. If you've been using Flickr pretty carefree over the years, because it's been around a very long time, you'd be surprised. You might have stuff up there, you don't even realize it. Go log in and check it out, because you better start caring. Otherwise, those older images that you might not have copies of are sitting there, and you can download them before January 8th. So that is the deadline. I'll say it again, January 8th deadline, okay? So in reverse, New York Times is saving images. Check this out. New York Times is using Google AI to digitize over 5 million plus photos. They're digitizing all the archives that have been sitting underneath the offices. So for over 100 years, right here in Times Square, the New York Times office has sat over what they call the morgue, which is underneath the offices, where it houses all the archives, the prints, the negatives, the documents of everything they used archivally to create the news that they've been giving us. Well, they don't create it, they report the news. But this is all their media. So it's been sitting there and no one's been touching it. So now we're going to actually get our hands on it a little bit, and the Google algorithm is going to piece together stories that they think are connected, because it can actually recognize objects, it can people, places, events, timelines, and start putting things together based on all this luscious assets that it'll have at its fingertips. I'm using this a lot, sorry about that. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I'm really curious to see what they put together. Plus, I'm really curious to see what the hell's been inside those archives, because, I mean, it's over a century of one of the biggest news sources in the world, New York Times. We're going to find some pretty cool stuff in there. In lighter news, IRIX is a really impressive lens company that has put out the 11mm, the 15mm wide angles in some new variations and some really well thought out designs. Well, they're going to give us this 150 macro 2.8. It is now available for pre-order. Me and Daniel Norton actually got to use this beta version of this lens live at PhotoPlus Expo at Javits Center this year, last month. We were very impressed with this lens. It was awesome. Their price points are always great, and they've been really approaching the lens game in a very efficient and well thought out manner. So I'm pretty psyched on this lens, and now you guys can throw it on pre-order, so check that out if you're one of those fans. A 150 macro, good length, good millimeter right there. All right, also coming out is the new Leica Q-P. So what is the difference? The Leica Q. We all know the Leica Q. We love the Leica Q. But this Leica Q-P is identical, except it's not. No red dot, matte black, stealth design. Nothing stands out. I don't know if they're getting away from that classic red dot that's been on every camera forever and we all feel is an iconic symbol of the Leica name. But they are making their cameras more and more understated, allowing them to be a little more under the radar, I guess, for more candid shots. Do you think that really affects that? Are you a street shooter? Do you think that having a camera like this will actually change how your subjects react to you? I don't know. Was the red dot really that ostentatious, we should say? I'm pretty psyched in this design. It is the same Leica Q, but the Leica Q is pretty awesome. So, I mean, I'm just saying. So that's it for news. Let's go into our channel really quick. Gavin Hoey, never ceasing to give us some great content here. His wife actually surprised him with a location and a premise and a model and made him get to work on the spot. So right here, you get to see Gavin Hoey using a rowboat, a random body of water, and he has his wife in the back there blowing some fog around, and he starts creating images on the spot with whatever his wife came up with. He had no idea where he was going. He had no idea what he was going to be shooting. And you can see he just starts getting to work over here. So check out Gavin Hoey on our channel. And look at this, he creates this out of nowhere. Beautiful. Love it, Gavin. Always a crowd pleaser. You can check out that full video in the link down below. Another video that I think you guys should take a look at is Tamara Lackey. I know I keep looking down a lot. I'm recording this live. There is no cuts on this one. So it's just me, kids, me and you. We're having a conversation here, okay? We got Tamara Lackey photographing some enormous bugs here, giant insects, and you can see this woman, she is going for it. So She's been doing this reDefine show with a lot of different types of animals, and this one being giant. I mean, look at the size of that thing. Jeez. And she's just going for it. So let's take a look at the shot before I take it away. She's got the D850 in hand. She's got an animal wrangler going on there, and there's some of the shots. So check that link out below. Watch that video. I'm pretty psyched that Tamara's doing these kind of things. And the last video I'm going to tell you guys to check out is a newer series on our channel from Andy To. I'm pretty impressed with just his manner of going about these videos. He shows you how to run and gun, which is the name of the series. So if we take a look at this right here, you can actually see the production value that he starts giving you, and he starts showing you how to optimize the gear you may already have to create some amazing, stunning, optimized content out there. Very knowledgeable guy, very cool, modern, sleek style. I highly recommend it. Please check that out. So that's what I got for you this week. Let's talk about some of the stuff down in the comments, okay? What do you think about Flickr deleting images? Is that kind of crazy? It is a free service. They can make their own parameters about it. Don't build your house in someone else's backyard if you're using Flickr to house your media and use that as your self-promotion. Or are you going to upgrade to that pro account? Or has it been around for so long that you've already moved on to other things? Is Flickr relevant to you? Tell me. I want to hear what's going out there in the community. The New York Times AI, really interesting stuff. What do you think it's going to uncover? What do you think stories that they've covered over the years that they find more about? Are they going to find out where Jimmy Hoffa is? That's what I want. I just want to know where Jimmy Hoffa is, okay? What do you think about the 150 macro from IRIX? Are you a macro shooter? Are you going to use macro lenses how I use them, which is mainly for portraits? Have you ever used an IRIX lens? If you haven't, I suggest you really try it out. The Leica Q, is the redesign enough for you to go jump on board and get a Leica? I don't know. I don't know, kids, but if you're a street shooter, please tell me down below if you think that a more discreet camera like the matte black Leica Q-P is something that appeals to you. All right, guys, that's all from me this week. I will see you next week. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit me down in the comments. I will see you down there. Later.